I'll be keen. Not the best boxer I've seen, but one of the most best debutants in staying calm and being smart about what he's doing. It's very rare you see that.
Wearing the black shorts, weighing in bang on 10 stone. He comes to the ring for his 156th professional fight. From Reading, Berkshire, Ibara, smoking RIYAZ. And his opponent, boxing alley, blue corner, wearing the red, black and gold. Weighing in at 9 stone, 12 pounds. He comes to the ring for his professional debut. From Maidstone, Kent, Bradley HAXELL! Your referee in charge of the action this one is Mr. Charles Cofield, talking Brunel, Mr. Paul Edgewell.
Okay, lads, I've already spoke to you both. Pick them punches up. No using the edge. Touch gloves. Good luck.
So Chaz Coakley, the referee for this one, debut for Bradley HAXELL. Ibara RIYAZ has had a load of fights. This is his 156th. 145 defeats, but he's only been stopped 3 times. Last time was nearly 5 years ago. It's Atif Shafiq, who's now a really good lightweight on the rise in the Ingle Gym up in Sheffield. The other 2 against Dale Miles and Liam Walsh, who of course fought Gervonta Davis for a world title.
Bradley's 23. He only actually had about 15 amateur fights. He won about 10 of them. He boxed I think, of Rumbles as an amateur as well. So they've taken him all the way through, and let's see how he's changed from amateurs to pros tonight in his debut.
See, many times, like when you're fighting for your first time, and you're up against an old wily pro, and there's guys at 100-odd fights. Sometimes you can get overruled by the occasion. You want to go and try and bang them out. Do you know what I mean? I know you tried to do that in your first pro fight. Yes, you did. Tell the truth.
You always do it in your first pro fight.
Right.
I was pretty lucky. My opponent only had 7 fights, so I did bang him out in the first round.
Well done, my son. So, you see, overhand right. You remember, if a guy who's had 150-odd fights, what they've got so much ring generalship and experience, and sometimes they could just want to fancy it. So, and if they do fancy it, it makes for a good fight.
This is the thing I mentioned earlier. What you can do sometimes, you'll see a young boy come out against a seasoned journeyman, and they just want to get their rounds in. And I think sometimes these journeymen think, if you try and take liberties,
100%.
I'm going to give you a hard night.
Right.
So you've seen them in the past where they give the home fighter a look, and the look is calm down. And it's not calm down because I can't handle it. It's calm down before I give you a harder night's work than you want.
Yeah, exactly. And like, you know what? You got to take this as what it is, and it is a pro debut, right? But the major thing is to be relaxed, not bait to the crowd or anything else here, and stick to boxing. The most important thing, when you first walked to the gym, what was the first punch that you got taught? You got taught how to throw the jab. Yeah. The jab is the most imperative thing inside of boxing, because that's the first thing that you'll learn to do. So these little young fighters, when they're coming through, especially like on the debutants, master the jab. And it's going to master the jab, or have it in your head that you've mastered the jab, because the biggest room is a room for improvement.
With that said, one thing I have to say, I started off my career with the saying, no one pays to see me jab. Yeah. That was literally what I used to tell, and I used to say it to people because...
Who used to say that?
I used to tell myself that.
Okay.
Because I wanted to do that. So it goes to show at the start of my career, like you say, I just wanted to rip people's heads off. That's all I wanted to do. And it takes 4 or 5 fights to realise that...
It doesn't work like that.
You'll put yourself in better stead if you use the jab to set things up.
Oh, good right hand.
Well, that was a good right hand from HAXELL. And RIYAZ, I was just going to say, has looked in this opening round as though he's come to have a bit of a go tonight, as though he fancies it. And it looks like he does there too, as he just beats his chest. But he was certainly wobbled by that right hand. And this could make for an interesting fight, I think, actually, because all the things you've been outlining just there look like they might be coming to pass. And RIYAZ plants his feet wide and just looks to let his hands go. And HAXELL's going to have a battle on his hands here as the bell goes at the end of the first, and this is what you want to see from someone on their first outing.
Yeah, this is what you do want to see. You don't want to see somebody getting like an easy walkover job. You want the fight to be competitive. Not only that, but it's old to the fans. People are coming out, and like right now, people are very, very clued up on this game, right? Because we've got we're embedded with so much information. Like everyone's got their phones on, right? You can't escape knowledge. So therefore, we know like if a fight's going to be like, oh, what kind of fight it's going to be, and no one's not really coming out to see that. And there was a very, very entertaining first round. And now, what I'll say that was Hansen's got to do now is just to up it a little bit. Throw out those double jabs and come in with those right hands, because he threw a very, very good arcing right hand that made him know what time of day it was.
He ended that round perfectly, the way he should have started the round. So just about 4 seconds before the bell went, he stuck a triple jab in his face and went for a right hand. If he opened the round like that, I feel like he'll give his opponent more to think about and stop him running at him.
So it started the second round, and both of them just trading jabs in the centre of the ring. RIYAZ, as we know, hasn't picked up too many wins in his career so far. His last one was in July 2017 against Darren Townley. He was 6-1 at the time. He retired, but RIYAZ, I think from the beginning here, has fancied the job tonight. Jab then followed by right hand from RIYAZ, did find the target.
HAXELL took that right hand fairly well. It didn't seem to bother him. It looked clean and solid from here, but he seems to have calmed down a little bit now. His shape's nice. I'd like to see him throw that jab a little bit more, like we said in the last round. But
well, he should be doubling it. You know what I mean? He's got that right hand cocked really nice as he's moving in. He's moving side to side, but he should be doubling up that jab. He needs to open up his opponent, then he could drop the right hand.
As you said that, he threw a right hand on its own and missed. So then he set up again, he threw a double jab and landed both of them.
Right, and he's trying to do it again, brother. Look at this. This is like, it's neat work. Good right hand again.
He needs to learn from these jabs. He's having success with these jabs. Singles, doubles, throw the right hand when you've landed a jab. If he was an enormous one-punch knockout artist, you'd understand. He might catch him. But like me and Andy discussed earlier, they're very few and far between. It is a bit of a myth. Everyone wants to be, but they are not all them punchers.
Just falling in a little bit behind his right hand there, HAXELL, as he kind of pursued RIYAZ across the ring. I don't think RIYAZ has tasted too much from HAXELL so far that has made him think that he can't walk forward and get something done here.
But if you look at RIYAZ is fancying it because he's walking forward, but there's no head movement, right? So, like,
he's not worried about defending.
No, he's not. So HAXELL could go a quick shot, 1-2 down the middle, and it would score.
What's HAXELL? I think he needs to stick them jabs out and get on his toes. A 1-2, get on his toes. A 1-2-3, get on your toes. A 1-2, get on your toes. 2s and 3s, get on your toes.
Oh, he just got caught with a left hook there, HAXELL. Look.
Nice right hand up the middle there as well from RIYAZ.
RIYAZ is fancying it.
Where are you going with this round so far?
Well,
I'm saying RIYAZ is the one that's pressing it, so I'll be giving this round to RIYAZ.
I agree. I'll give RIYAZ a round. I'd like to see HAXELL jab, and I'd like to think this corner is seeing this. He's got an experienced corner in there. Matt Marsh, wasn't he in it? And he's a former British champion.
A very
he's
good
got
fighter.
one of the Rumbles in there, you know. The Rumble boys know their stuff. I'm sure they're seeing what they're seeing, and they'd like to see more jabs from their boy.
RIYAZ again just rolling forward there. There wasn't very much on that right hand that he threw, but he's always looking for the opening. HAXELL trying to throw a right hand over the top himself, then just moves away to his left hand side. Good right hand there from RIYAZ. That hit the target certainly, and we could have a very interesting fight in the second half as we head up towards the end of the second round.
You can see that RIYAZ has had over 100 odd fights, because look how he just mixed it up there, head and body.
He knows how to switch, he knows how to mix it.
He done that really neat.
And I can imagine he's not been stopped very many times here, so he knows how to survive. So even if HAXELL catches him with a clean one, he can't. I feel like he's looking to land a big shot, but he doesn't get stopped often, so that's not going to help you. Even if you do catch him with that shot and you do rock him, he knows how to survive.
It's not going to do anything.
It's not going to end the fight.
This guy fights so regular that him getting hit with hard shots, he's going to get hit with hard shots every now and then.
That's his job.
Right, exactly. Thank you very much.
HAXELL, I'd like to see a jab, a double jab, a 1-2-3 on your bite. 1-2 on your bite, 1-2-3 on your bite. Couple of shots, have a move. He can't stand there and trade. I fear that if he don't win, I fear that he's in a little bit of a catch-up now. He's not behind, but he's certainly not in front.
Well, if you see in HAXELL's corner, Matthew Marsh is kind of putting on him a little bit like, listen, this is real now. This is not, you know what I mean? This is real.
What you did last round wasn't working.
Most definitely. And he's gonna have to up it a little bit. And as you were saying before, like to throw those 3 shots, because it's so important. Like
he lands again. The jab landed again.
Right, he does it again. But it's like, as he gets the success from throwing that, it's like he gets a little bit carried away. He could have stick with this, just popping at the jab, keeping the hands nice and high and moving side to side.
So the thing is, it's so easy for us to sit here and say that. And when you've had fights, you think, I'll stick to the jab. Oh, if I'm going to knock him out, I'll do it later on.
No,
It's easy to do that. It is his debut, and he
And
don't want to jab no one.
And that's why I'm saying it, because it is easy.
He don't want to jab no one. He wants to hit someone with right hand and watch him fall on the floor. That's what he wants.
RIYAZ was quickly off his stool at the start of the third round, just in the clinch there, and HAXELL trying to whack to the body with his right. But this is pretty much in the balance in the second half of this fight. This is a tough pro debut for HAXELL against RIYAZ, who doesn't win very often, but seemed to fancy it right from the beginning tonight. Nice high guard there from RIYAZ, as HAXELL just tries to find a way through with the left.
HAXELL putting both hands forward like that in a defensive manner is not a good sign for me. I feel like
just been warned by the referee for slapping. I don't really think that was a slap. I think he was trying to go on with an overhand right, but it just cuffed him. See, the problem here is like HAXELL's overexerting himself. Like, he can see in his head what he wants to try and do. You can actually see the artistry which he's trying to demonstrate, but it's not coming out because it's like a split second or half a second out when he's trying to throw those shots.
Taking a little bit too long to make a decision.
Exactly.
Just missing with the right hand there, HAXELL, and then RIYAZ coming back with his own right hand.
That's what I'm seeing RIYAZ. As soon as they stop, RIYAZ throws a shot. He doesn't really think, he just throws a shot. And that's what's putting HAXELL off. HAXELL needs to just throw something. Just with the first second, throw anything. Don't throw a windmill, throw anything you want. Just something to stop him making the first move. Because that's where he's losing the exchange, just from not making the first move.
It's not only that, but you see, with RIYAZ is like, he's throwing shots, it's all muscle memory. Because, like, you cannot say, like, oh, you got to fight now, I'm in the gym training. You know what I mean? He's effectively a journeyman. But what he does bring to the table is that ring experience and that ring guard.
He's got knowledge.
He's got a lot of knowledge, and he's not afraid here. He's actually fancying this fight.
Again, quickly to the centre of the ring there, RIYAZ looks to jab to the body, then let the right hand go up top. Didn't land it that time. HAXELL on the inside, unable really to make any space for himself, looking to try and lean on RIYAZ and pose himself a bit. But physically, it's RIYAZ who's the stronger of these two, you would say.
Beautiful. Do you see that? He just threw 3 jabs there, beautiful. And he needs to do way more, much more of that. Much more of that.
Right to the body there from RIYAZ. Bell goes to the end of the round. That's another fairly tight round, I would say. Not an easy one, this, for referee Chance Coakley. Been a good fight, though. We're saying it all night. A good atmosphere inside the Brentwood Centre. Pretty much every seat is filled now.
No, seriously, every seat is filled. I walked in there, I was amazed. Seriously, I was amazed.
This is a brilliant venue as well, I think. You can't go wrong with this place. It looks classy. The first time I boxed here, I'd gone from Mule Call to the Brentwood Centre. I felt like I was in an arena here. With all this, you sell a good ticket. I'd have 250-300 people of my own come here, around with a load of other local fighters. It feels brilliant in here when it's packed. It is a good place to be.
Big boxing weekend. Small matter of proceedings going on at Wembley tomorrow night. You were down at the weigh-in today, Spencer. You were at the press conference and workout with me during the week as well. What have you made of that so far?
No, man, we should be looking for something special from Anthony Joshua tomorrow night. And if we don't, we're going to be complaining. And that's the God's honest truth. I think there's a lot of pressure on the head of Anthony Joshua after having two fights that have been good wins. But to what we've been spoilt by seeing how we fought Klitschko, we could deemingly say they've been lackluster. So I think he needs to go out with a really, really good win, or to make a statement. A comprehensive points win or a brutal knockout.
Am I the only one here? I feel like not many people are giving Povetkin a massive chance here.
No. Povetkin's got a wicked chance.
He's got a massive punch on him, and if he lands one hand, you never know.
Well, you're right, you do never know.
Yeah,
knocking on in age a little bit at the moment. But back to this one and into this third and final round, which could be pivotal. Hard to know how the referee is scoring this one at the minute, but they're both looking to come and try and win this final round. RIYAZ is looking for a rare win here. There's absolutely no doubt about that. He has been right from the very start, and that's made it hard for HAXELL. Long left hand there
that
from
very
RIYAZ.
Sneaky there. Went left hook to the body, left hook to the head.
HAXELL needs to go for broke now for me. He just needs to swing it out and try and get this round a win, because a lot of these middle rounds are very tight rounds, and if he's lost a couple of them, he needs this round to get a draw.
He does need, but I wouldn't want him to swing it out, because
he needs to work hard.
That's what RIYAZ wants. Yeah, I know. if I was him, the simple instruction was just go 1-2 down the middle, like to throw like just little piston bursts and move off, piston bursts and move offs. I like to steal the round, but not just steal the round, but to make it look comprehensive that he's taking a round.
Straight away, 1-2 in his face, straight away. And again, 1-2, he should throw a straight shot straight away.
Just sets his feet there, Haskell, and looks to go to the body.
Yeah, it's amazing that he's in punching range, and while he's in punching range, he's winging around to the body where he should be coming through the middle.
Referee gets in and separates these two, just bouncing on the balls of his feet there. RIYAZ, who is always in good shape. It's why he's able to take fights at short notice. It's why he's had so many fights. He fulfills that kind of role. Left hand did land there from RIYAZ, but there was nothing really on it. Just dips his head there, Haskell, on the way in. The referee has a quick chat with him about that.
At this stage, I wouldn't be surprised if we see our first red corner win for this evening.
You know, I don't want to be bad luck because I've just joined the commentary team and like I wouldn't want to be bad luck for the young man. But you know what, it could happen, but let's hope not it doesn't. But you know what?
A draw, no, listen, a draw wouldn't be unjustified.
No, most definitely a draw wouldn't be. But
good left hand there from HAXELL, but they're both beginning to look a little bit tired here. A few seconds before that, RIYAZ landed a nice right on the inside, followed by a left, and a big finish for either one of them here could really
what a tough
make
debut,
a difference.
Though. What a tough debut to start with.
Yeah, listen, this is a waking up to the pro game. Right, no more romanticising about this game. Now you're in it now.
Well, there goes the bell. Round of applause from the referee, round of applause for us, and that was a really good fight. RIYAZ roars over the ringside, and I think he feels like he's done enough there. HAXELL rather in his corner, maybe slightly more subdued, but I think they'll be relatively confident that they could have done enough also. Some very close rounds in there. He'll be upset if he doesn't get it, RIYAZ, but he's used to not getting it. Let's be
RIYAZ even touching gloves with the cameraman. He's well happy in there right now.
He's well happy. He's been in this game long enough to know.
To want to touch gloves with the cameraman, he must be in a good mood.
Yeah, he's buzzing, he's buzzing.
Well, Chaz Coakley, the referee, just compiling his score.
Let's see if he touched gloves with Chaz if he doesn't get the result.
HAXELL looks a little bit concerned as he comes over to our side of the ring.
He does. He looks very, very apprehensive. You can see like the fear in his face.
Well, let's find out which way it's gone.
It's gone to the red corner. I'm telling you. Let's see. We don't really want. It's gone to the red corner.
Both men think they've got it.
In favour of your winner and marking his professional debut with a victory.
40 points to 37 in favour of HAXELL there, which means that he's won 3 and the other one has been drawn. RIYAZ, with a rueful look on his face, I think feels that he deserved more than that.
Well, Bradley, welcome to the pro ranks. That was your debut. That was quite an effort you put in there. What a fight.
I learned so much from it. I've had a long time at the gym. I come back with Billy, a good coach, and I said let's get it on, and I thought turn over to the pro would suit me better. There's still more there. I come down from 88 kilo to 64, so you know I'm happy with that performance.
He was a very durable opponent, 155.
Yeah, jumping in with him, I'll chuck myself in the deep end yet again. But you know that's what I want to do to be the best.
And such great support for you here tonight.
Yeah, I'd like to say thank you to all the Team Axeman people who come out here. They love it as much as I love it. It makes it so much more better getting in there. And when I had to push it, they helped me push it. I love them all. Thank you very much.
Well, you must be very hungry to get out for the next one then.
Yeah, hopefully I'll just go back. We'll have a week off with my family because it's been a long time cutting all the weight. Back in the gym with Billy and see what he's got planned for me.
It's a great performance. Well done. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thanks to MTK as well. Thank you all very much. Thank you.
Back to you, Andy.